Seed by Ramona Moreno Winner, illustrated by Evelyn Quijas. The big wind blew, pulling up roots, tumbling weeds, scattering seeds. It blew for many, many suns over mountains, through valleys, and into the desert, where a dried brown seed pod landed. That's right. That's where you'll find me, inside that dried up seed pod. Whew, what a journey. Along came a dove intent on building a nest. She lifted my pod and carried it away, further into the desert. The pod grew too heavy for her, and she dropped it, crack, spilling us to the ground. Taking up the larger portion of the pod, the dove flew away, leaving me behind with two scared brothers. Next came a deer, carefully grazing on some young grass. With her soft, full lips, she nibbled on our pod. Before we knew what was happening, she swallowed us up. Off she bounded farther into the desert. Days passed before the clouds swelled and darkened. Raindrops landed on the ground, sending up puffs of dirt and uncovering a mound of scat. It rained harder and the scat fell apart, revealing a healthy seed. That was me, free at last. I floated upon the desert floor in rivulets of water. The sun warmed the earth and I broke through fertile soil. I pushed through the dirt. Life was good. I looked so healthy. A huge rabbit with big ears was sniffing my leaves. As he went to take a nibble, I jabbed his tender nose with a thorn to keep him away. Seasons passed over and over, and I grew strong and tall. I towered over all things living. In the spring, my branches filled with leaves and then bloomed with flowers. As the weather heated, my flowers produced seed pods that hung like ornaments on my strong branches. For many years, forest animals feasted on my pods, and I was no longer a lone single tree. I had a family growing all around me. The dry time came. I was thirsty for rain. Many of the animals were forced to leave their desert homes to find water. The people had to save their water to survive. All the leaves of my children fell, yet there was no rain. Like tears, the last of my leaves fell to the ground. I felt the people leave to follow the animals after water. They left their homes in a grove of sleeping giants. Time stood still as I reached deep, deep, deep into the soil, following my taproot to an underground stream. And for years, still no rain. Above, my bark withstood the relentless sun and wind that would snap off limbs too dry to save. The hardest to bear was the silence. Boom, boom, thunder broke the silence and the rain came. I was drenched in buckets of water that flooded the parched desert floor. Green shoots began emerging from the soil around me. Animals began returning to their desert home. With roots shrunken like bent straws, I pulled water into my trunk and along my limbs. I reached with my farthest roots to check on my family of trees. Within days, I fanned myself with a green canopy of leaves. I am a survivor, like the tree that seeded me and all those before me, dating back to the Ice Age. I am the mighty mesquite. In the back are description and growth of the mesquite trees, and websites and books for references. Then there is a portion on the healing history and special properties of the mesquite tree. Now we'll go back up to the front, and I want to show you the interactive portion of the book. Okay, there it is. You'll hear the wind blow. And then the pop-up has information on the mesquite. Mesquites are a member of the legume beans and peas family of plants, which includes alfalfa sprouts and peanuts. Legumes are high in nitrogen. The fallen pods decompose and make the soil beneath the tree rich in nitrogen. Then you go to the neighbor, and it has the pop-up. And the mesquite tree can produce hundreds of seed pods. The pods of each tree are different. Some grow 8 inches long and can be used as a food source. Mesquite pods are sweet and found to be good at controlling blood sugar levels. Therefore, they are good for people with diabetes. The pods have a gel-forming fiber that causes us to digest and absorb nutrients slowly, so there is no rapid rise in blood sugar. Mesquite pods can be ground into flour and used for baking. Pods can also be steeped in water and made into a tea, or ground up and made into a hot porridge-like drink called atole, or cold drink called pinole. Here is the sound for the white-winged dove. And the pop-up. Saguaro have a long lifespan. They may grow their first sidearm between 75 to 100 years of age. Some never grow arms and are called spears. Saguaro can grow 40 to 60 feet tall. When it rains, they swell with water they soak up from the ground. White-winged doves can fly 25 or more miles to find water. In the Sonoran Desert, they are able to obtain moisture from saguaro cactus fruit. When migrating, they can travel in groups of up to 4,000 birds in nesting sites. Habitat. They are found in all desert habitats. In the Sonoran Desert, they nest in mesquite, oak woods, in large shrubs, cholla cactus, and in the crotches of saguaro. The deer contact call. The kids really love this. And the pop-up. Mule deer are named for their ears, which are large like mules. They have white tails that are tipped with black. In warm weather, they are most active in early morning or night. They eat grasses, shrubs, bushes, seeds, and cactus fruit. And this is the pop-up. Scat is poop. Cattle and many animals, including deer, coyotes, javelina, feral hogs, rodents, and rabbits, eat and poop the seeds. This is the pop-up. A rivulet is a small stream, and this is the noise. Okay. And this one doesn't have anything. And this one has the rabbit. This is the sound of the jackrabbit. I'm sure that's when it is startled or afraid. Jackrabbits are actually hares, not rabbits. Hares are larger than rabbits. and they have taller hind legs and longer ears. They are named after jackasses for their big ears. They can jump 5 to 10 feet and up to 20 feet when panicked. This allows them to see a distance, jump out of reach, or jump over things. They can run up to 40 miles per hour, but tire quickly. And this one just has the pop-up. The flowers that grow on mesquite trees are clustered into 4-inch long cattail shapes. Blossoms can be roasted and stored for future use, or can be picked from the tree and made into a sweet-tasting tea. Sweet-tasting tea. This is the sound of the coyote. And the pop-up. Coyotes are known for how well they adapt to different habitats. They can even be found living in and around large cities. In the Sonoran Desert, coyotes can be found in all habitats from desert scrub, grasslands, foothills, as well as in populated neighborhoods. This is the Gamble quail. 90% of the Gamble quail's diet comes from plants. Various types of seeds and leaves are eaten throughout the year. During certain times of the year, fruit and berries from cacti are eaten. A few insects are eaten during the nesting seasons in spring and early summer. These quail prefer to remain motionless and rely on camouflage to avoid predators. And that is their call. Leaves of the velvet mesquite are 3 to 6 inches long and pointed. They are dark to dusty green with a gray, hairy surface. When touched, they feel furry like velvet. The hair shades the surface of the leaf, reducing the temperature of the leaf and thus water loss. The root system, depending on the soil, can reach down 200 feet. Roots closer to the surface spread beyond the canopy of the tree. The roots host nitrogen-fixing bacteria and help the soil regenerate and become fertile. This is the thunderstorm. Thunderstorms, monsoons bring lots of rain to the deserts in southwestern United States in the month of July and August. Lightning is a bright flash of electricity produced by a thunderstorm. All thunderstorms produce lightning. You can create your own lightning effect by rubbing your feet across the carpet and then touching a metal door handle. Fungus root, and I don't know how to say that word, attaches itself to the root of trees and plants. The fungus attaches itself to a mother tree and trees surrounding the mother tree, making a network for communication. And that has nothing. And this one, okay. At the end of the Ice Age, large mammals roamed the Americas, such as horses, camels, mammoth, mastodons, saber-toothed cats, and ground sloths. Digested mesquite tree seeds are found in the scat of prehistoric ground sloths. Excuse me. And there's the timeline. And these will be, I have two more illustrations coming for the ground sloth and the mammoth. So that ends the interactive portion of it, and I will send you the manuscript so that you can see the rest of this on your own.